We got the top 12 freshmen going into their junior year, starting at number 12 with Londynn Jones. Now this is a player that made a big jump from freshman year to sophomore year. Went from averaging 20 minutes a game, no starts, to being a full-time starter. Now go back and watch it if you didn't see it, but Londynn Jones was on our under 5'8" and great list that we aired on December 29th, 2023. And I say that to say this, I've been watching Londynn Jones for a very long time. And what I saw in her freshman year, she was a little passive, she didn't take her opportunities. This past season, she took the second most shots on UCLA, and she led the team in three-point percentage. And I know what you're thinking, man, she only 5'4", but a lot of people been underestimating her because of her height, but she ain't scared to take it in there amongst the trees now. And with Charisma Osborne moving on, she gonna have way more guard responsibilities, way more playmaking responsibilities, and as you can see, she can run that floor. And also, for Londynn Jones to have a big target on her team like Lauren Betts, that's gonna open up more passing lanes, more driving lanes, more open threes, because they gonna definitely double, and all she gotta do is just keep on taking advantage of them opportunities. Last year, Londynn Jones gave UCLA 12 points per game and 36% from three. Oh, and let's not forget a knockdown free throw shooter. Lace your shoes up for track and field legend, coming in at number 11 with Hannah Stalky. Now, Hannah Stalky is a unicorn in every sense of the word. And I know when you think about unicorn, you think about somebody that can do it all. But no, what do unicorns really do? They run. And Hannah Stalky, she a player that genuinely loves the contact because she not much of a shooter at all, so she gonna always be down low banging with the bigs. And she really not the size of a typical big, she only 6'2", so you would want her to play more out on the perimeter. But that don't matter because what she does do is sprint down the court, outrun everybody, so if you put a big on her, it's a nightmare. She plays really well in the pick and roll, she gonna either roll and catch it, or if you switch, she gonna post up the guard. Hannah Stalky put the entire nation on watch when she dropped 47 points on Penn State. And she also gave the Hawkeyes 8 games, including that one with 20 or more. Last year, Hannah Stalky gave the Hawkeyes 14 points and 6 rebounds on 62% shooting. And there ain't no more Caitlin Clark, so she got the opportunity to really put a lot of folks on notice if she can keep this team afloat. They are bringing in Lucy Olsen, who's a scorer, but she's not the playmaker that Caitlin is, so along with maybe adding a mid-range game, that's just a couple things she can work on to move up on this list. Now let's talk about a player that plays a lot bigger than her name, Dariana Littlepage-Buggs, coming in at number 10. Dariana is a Baylor Bear, former Big 12 Rookie of the Year, very efficient spot-up mid-range shooter, plays well in the pick and pop and pick and roll. She can ISO and go get her own bucket. I really do not like the offense that's being run in Baylor right now. It seems like they just trying to spread the ball around too much. And I really do think you need to start picking your stars so they can really do their thing. And I say that because Dariana didn't really make a big jump from her freshman year to sophomore year. If you look at the numbers, they're basically identical. She took the same amount of shots, basically the same field goal percentage. Her rebounds was down, but her free throw percentage was up. The point average was exactly the same. 10.6 the freshman year, 10.5 the sophomore year. I don't know how you win Big 12 Freshman of the Year and still take the same amount of shots the next year. I don't know if that's on her or the coaching, but I'm hoping to see some improvement next year. I don't want to see another year of 8 field goal attempts. You need to get up to around 15 or 16 and start trying to take over this team. I know Aaronette Vonleh is coming in, but that don't mean nothing. This is your team. You've been here, so take over. And then at number 9 is a player that was so good in high school, she didn't even have her senior season. She enrolled early. I'm talking about none other than the Florida girl, Chloe Kitts. Chloe Kitts is just so versatile offensively. Her ability to spread the floor last season for Kamilla Cardoso really opened things up for South Carolina like never before. This is what Aaliyah Boston needed in her senior year. Somebody with the ability to just knock down the mid-range, can put the ball on the floor, excellent IQ passer, and she a big game player. Throughout the entire season, she had 6 double-doubles and 2 of them came during the tournament. And she cut right from that same cloth as Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark. You're going to really have to show up and let your game do the talking because all that woofing ain't going to mean nothing to her. Now, Chloe Kitts only averaged 9 and 6 last year, but she's just another victim of that Dawn Staley system. The only players that probably reached their full potential in that system was Aaliyah Boston and Kamilla Cardoso. Everybody else get a little bit held back because they ain't getting the minutes. At the moment, I'm not really sure what kind of pro she'll be, but I do think she is a pro prospect. But if we just talking college basketball, she got to be top 5 in the position. I don't know how good her stats gonna be next year because this not really the system for you to improve statistically year by year, but I do believe we will see some noticeable improvement on the tape. Now let's get out of the South and go up north and have a look at Oregon State's Reagan Beers. Now this is a force to be reckoned with. A legitimate 6'2", she make people avoid the contact. Another player that's really good at the pick and roll, but what I noticed is she like to slip the screen and get back door real quick. Very versatile, some of the best footwork that you'll see, one of the best touches that you'll see around the rim. Also one of the best rebounders in the nation, one of few players that actually averaged a double-double, 17 and 10 to be exact. Her best game of the season came against the Arizona Wildcats where she put up 20 and 20. And Reagan is one of those players that where if you're not watching her play every night, then you probably don't understand how good she is. She commands so many double teams in the post that players are just wide open on the perimeter. Just this past season, Oregon State had 4 players that shot better than 37% from 3. The top player shot 45%. And that player is actually another sophomore to be a junior, Lily Hansford. Reagan Beers will be making the jump to the SEC, joining the Oklahoma Sooners next year. She already had a lot of eyes on her, but now she gonna have those national TV eyes on her. And I'm looking forward to the glow up because I know that NIL money is coming. Coming in at number 7, we got another Florida girl, but this one decided to stay home. I'm talking about the Florida Seminoles' Tanayia Lasson. Tanayia Lasson is one of those players that I believe can play in any system. She can play point guard, she can play combo, off ball. Whatever you need her to do, she can do it. She's primarily a scorer, but the playmaking ability is there. And I call her Yo-Yo Lat because she got that ball on the string. It literally looked like she playing with a yo-yo. But for me, the best part about Tanaya's game is that she is really ambidextrous. It don't matter if you play her to the left side or the right side, she's very good at finishing with both hands. And she ain't just good at finishing, this girl is great at finishing. She averaged 21 points her freshman year, 21 her sophomore year. She gets to the free throw line, 6 free throws per game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. And of course she playing for the Florida Seminoles. She from Miami, so ain't no reason to jump in the portal. But unfortunately, she's buried on the team with not many 4 or 5-star recruits, so she won't have many national TV games, but if the scouts are paying attention, they already know that this is a first-round pick, no doubt. And I don't know what's going to happen with Florida State. If y'all didn't know, they're currently in a battle with the ACC trying to lead a conference. All the players can do is just play, but this conference realignment thing is pretty weird. Coming in at number 6 is another player that don't get enough credit for what they do. I'm talking about another South Carolina player, Ashlyn Watkins. And the reason I say she don't get enough credit for what she do is because most people think that she a shot blocker and a rebounder primarily, but she do so many other things on the court that don't show up in the stat sheet. When I watch Ashlyn Watkins, I truly be like, man, this is one of the best women's basketball players that I ever seen. She one of those players that really understand ball trajectory where she's going to track down the rebound no matter where she at on the court. She's probably the most athletic women's basketball player ever, and that's not hyperbole at all. Not only can she dunk the ball, but I got a clip coming up here at the very end of this highlight that I've never seen no women's basketball player attempt. But can you believe coming off the bench, she actually averaged 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks? I don't really like to do the per 40-minute stats because that's real deep analytics, but in her case, that would be 18 points and 14 rebounds, which I think she's more than capable of doing that. And people sleep on her mid-range game, but she can really shoot the ball. But here's the clip I was talking about. Look at this. She actually went for a tip dunk. You might have to rewind it back, but just look at the players on the bench. They was about to go crazy. Now we gonna keep it in South Carolina because they got so much talent on this team. And just think, they had 2 players on our freshman list, Malaysia and Tessa. And this is the 3rd player on our sophomore list. And coming in at number 5, I'm talking about the one, the only, Hollywood Raegan Johnson. One of the most well-rounded point guards that I've seen in a long time. More of a traditional point guard, which you don't see in today's game. And Raegan Johnson can score the ball, but she's one of those players that don't have to score the ball to have an impact on the game. She gonna rebound the ball, she gonna set her teammates up. If you got a really dynamic player on your team, she gonna understand how to get that player the ball. I think she gonna be a key piece to any team winning a championship because not only can she score the ball, she know when to pick her spots to score. And we all know about the improved 3-point shooting, but don't sleep on the mid-range game. Another thing that I think she's really good at is the entry pass. Even though she only 5'8", she know exactly how to hit her targets. And I know Camila Cardoso is a pretty big target, but hey, you gotta play with what you got. And it really don't matter because the experience is the experience. It's going to carry on to other players and she going to only keep getting better. And you already seen the on-ball defense against Caitlin Clark, but her off-ball defense and the ability to jump into passing lanes, yeah, that part, don't sleep on that. The only other place I want to see her improve is the goddamn free throw line. How you get this good from the three-point line, but you ain't work on your free throws? Only a career 62% free throw shooter. We got to get better there, but everything else is Hollywood. Coming in at number 4 is another player that was so good in high school that she enrolled in college at age 17 and still was named Big Ten Freshman of the Year. That player, Ohio State's own Cotie McMahon. Cotie, she been getting to it since day one. One of the most efficient 3-level scorers that we got in the college game today. And just like her former teammate J.C. Sheldon, I think she also has top 5 pick potential. The basketball guys was not playing around when they made her. She almost got the perfect size, body type for her position and play style. The fact that she can play through contact, she loved getting down low on the block. And I tell you this, not many players can stop her on the ISO back-to-basket situation. And she's able to get to her spot so easy, she gon' shoot 50% regardless. I can see that percentage going even higher with the players that Ohio State is adding to this team. And Ohio State should have went further in the NCAA tournament, but in the loss that they had, Cotie had 27 points and nobody else on the team showed up. So she put herself on the national stage in that game, and I hope a lot of people saw that because that's not nothing new to me. Not only did she play big in the NCAA tournament, she also played big against Iowa and Caitlin Clark. She put up 33, her season high against them. Lastly, Cotie is another player that need to spend all summer in the gym just shooting free throws. I don't know what it is about the free throws for some of these players, but their free throw percentages is just bad, period. And I'm not one of those people that's just gonna bash players for not making free throws, but just imagine how many points you can have if you just shot 75, 80% from the line. But that's how I would do. I would just go to the gym and shoot 100 free throws. If it ain't coming back 80 out of 100, then we starting over. But forget all that. Like I always say, that's a conversation for another day. Let's move on to the next player. Coming in at number 3 is a player with some of the best footwork that you'll ever see on any level of basketball. And I'm not just saying that. She backed it up by being one of the best soccer players in Washington, D.C. That player, UCLA Bruins, Kiki Rice. Kiki Rice just does so many things good. I don't think it's not one thing that she's just excellent at. She's just great at everything. Just this past season, she had 3 games with 10 or more rebounds and 4 games with 10 or more assists. And then she had another game with 7 steals. The things that she's capable of doing on the basketball court, not many players can do. And I didn't want to talk about it last year because I know they was just trying to get Charisma Osborne into the draft, but they should have been turned over the reins of this team to Kiki. This is definitely the best player that's come through UCLA since Michaela Onyurare. She gave UCLA 13, 5, and 4, and 87% from the free throw line, so you know we love that. Which speaks to how good her mid-range game is. If she can use that ability just a little bit more and start to bring in a stop and pop, because she really like to go to the rim. But I want to see her start to stop and pull up for that midi. She sometimes get into trouble because she want to drive to the rim so bad and the defense just collapse on her because they know what she's doing. Sometimes you need to trick the scouting report. Whatever they're expecting, do something completely different. As far as my expectations for her next year, not that they matter, but I just want to see some more scoring. I think you're capable of 20 points per game, so go ahead and go out there and get it. You tell me, girl, who gonna stop you? Coming in at number 2 is a player that comes all the way from Spain. She has a background in dance, swimming, and soccer. I'm talking about another UCLA Bruin, Lauren Betts. I think Lauren Betts will be a must-have player. She might even go number 1 in the draft. When it comes to doing all the drills and running the floor, she times as good as the guards. And you really don't see players at her height, 6'7" legitimately, that are as quick and light on their feet as she is. And with her wingspan, her quickness to get off her feet, blocking shots is so easy for her. But the best part about her game for me is how she plays on offense. She legitimately will run the floor coast to coast, and she can catch it and finish. And when you give it to her in the post, she really gonna put the moves on you. She know how to get to the left, to the right. And if she switch out on the ball screen, beware guards, cause she coming at you. And if she start knocking down that mid-range with regularity, then we might be looking at a Victor Wembanyama situation. Lauren Betts is just so skilled. The college game is just kind of a layover for her right now. She is destined to be a top pick in the WNBA, and she's gonna be leading somebody's franchise pretty soon. I don't really have any critiques for her game. Everything that she's supposed to be good at, she's really good at. All she need to do is keep fine-tuning her game, keep getting stronger, and the sky is the limit. And now, the #1 sophomore heading into their junior year, the only foe, the biggest foe, Flau'jae Johnson. This is a player that significantly improved in every area on the basketball court from freshman to sophomore year. When you look at the field goal percentage, way up, 42% to 50%. When you look at the three-point percentage, way up, 33% to 38%. Free throw percentage, way up, 70% to 77%. Steals almost double. She averaged a block, 5 more points per game. And this is a player that has everything in her game from ball handling to passing IQ, two-way player, on-ball defender. But Flau'jae will really do anything that the team needs her to do. If she got to go out there and be the leading scorer, she will. If she need to go out there and grab 15 rebounds, she will. If she got to focus on locking down somebody on the other end, that's what she gonna focus on. Even though LSU didn't win, she played excellent in the NCAA tournament. She dropped 21 points or more in the last 3 games. I don't think Flau'jae get nearly enough credit for the type of player she is, but she's no longer going to be under the umbrella of Angel Reese's shadow, and y'all going to see exactly what she's capable of. And with Flau'jae being a rapper, as a great rapper once said, if you don't know, now you know. But there you have it, our top 12 sophomores to be juniors. If we forgot anybody, feel free to kill us in the comments. You know that means we got a junior to senior list coming up, and I'm going to let you in on a little secret. That one's going to have a part 2, because there's so many juniors that exploded on the scene last year. And you know I like to showcase as many players as possible. And then after that, time for the mock draft, first round and second round. If you made it this far in the video, please like and subscribe. We would very much appreciate it. But thank you so much for listening and watching. I'm Els the Truth for PR&M. Talk to you on the next one.